you can actually use the camera control button as a touch sensitive surface. So right here, if I slide my finger on it a bit, let's see if I can get it to work, I can actually zoom in and out. Hey Warenoticers, Shane here, back with another video, and today we're going to be checking out the brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max right here. So I have this guy, as you can tell, in the desert titanium color, which I think is super pretty. It's got this rose gold type vibe to it. And some of the new features of this phone are that it actually has a screen that's 0.2 inches bigger, which, you know, size does matter, so that's a very welcome difference. And it's also got this brand new right here camera control button that you can go ahead and press like this, and it actually opens up the camera, and I'll give you a full demo of that later in this video. But anyway, let's start getting this guy out of the box. Here we go. So the box for the 16 Pro Max is pretty much identical to the boxes for the 15 and 14 Pro Maxes. It's just got a picture of the phone on the front, says iPhone on the sides, and also has an Apple logo on the top and bottom. And then over on the back, it's got an easy peel tab that you could just peel, as well as one of those tabs on the bottom. And then once you pull those off, you can just shimmy the top of the box out and check out the phone itself, and voila. That desert titanium color, I will say, looks very beautiful. It kind of reminds me of like a rose gold right there. Also in the box with this phone, we now have a braided USB-C to USB-C cable, and we've got some paperwork that now is in an oval shape. Also, sadly, no Apple stickers in this box. Now on the front of the device, we have a piece of paper covering the screen that indicates the action button here, the volume up and down buttons, the power button, and once again, that new camera button. So we can pull this off, and voila, look at this gorgeous guy right here. So let's go ahead and power it on. And then once you've got this device powered on, as you can see, it is greeting us, and we can see that much bigger screen this time. Well, not that much bigger, just 0.2 inches, but let's check it out and get this guy all set up. Okay, so now I've got the iPhone 16 Pro Max right here, all nice and set up, and let's check out the camera control feature with this new button. So first things first, you can actually go ahead and press the button to go straight into the camera app, which I think is super helpful. But I will admit, even on the 15 Pro Max with the action button, you can actually set that up to do the exact same thing, and that's what I had my 15 Pro Max set up to do. So that itself isn't very unique, but where the fun starts is that you can actually use the camera control button as a touch-sensitive surface. So right here, if I slide my finger on it a bit, let's see if I can get it to work, I can actually zoom in and out. So maybe I want to zoom out right here, get that 0.5 times zoom, take the entire surrounding location in, or maybe I actually want to zoom in, and look how far I can zoom. This phone obviously has great zoom features right here, and when I zoom in this far, right now I'm at 25 times zoom. You can check out this door right here, and you can also see kind of a bigger view of what we're looking at, and then we can also zoom back out just by sliding the other way. Now, another feature of this camera control button right here too is if you double tap on it, just like that, let me see if I can get this to work. Double tap, maybe I can press a bit harder, you can switch between the different functions. So we've got cameras, we've got styles, we've got tone, zoom, which we're already on, depth, and exposure. So let's check out, I think, cameras. We can see what that's going to look like. So, okay, this will let you switch between the different cameras on the rear of this phone if you want to do the 1x camera, 2x, 5x, etc. So not a more granular, zoom like we were using a second ago. Or we could also here let's check out styles. I think that might be cool to see. So we've got it on standard now, and then we can switch to natural, vibrant, luminous, and then maybe we can get some of the scenery here in. And as you can see, that's what the luminous looks like. That's what dramatic looks like. But folks, now that we've had a chance to check out the camera control button on the 16 Pro Max right here, let's also check out that bigger screen size. So I also have my 15 Pro Max, the previous version of this phone, right here, and we can do a side-by-side comparison. And yes, it is definitely obvious that the 16 Pro Max has a bigger screen. And another thing I'm noticing too is that the 16 Pro Max does feel a bit heavier in the hand, but not uncomfortably heavier, just, you know, more substantial. So that is just something to note right there. Now, let's also do a walk around tour of this device right here while we've got both of them together. As you can see, major difference on the side is that the 16 has the camera control button. On the back, we've got the rear camera array as well as the Apple logo. And of course, it's a glass back to allow for wireless charging and also MagSafe connectivity right there. I do love MagSafe quite a bit. Now, over here on the side of the 16 Pro Max, we've got the action button just like on the 15, the volume buttons, and over here on the bottom, we've got the USB-C port if you want to charge it up with a wire, and the speaker grills as well. Another new feature for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, as well as the 16 Pro and regular 16, is Apple Intelligence. Apple says these are the first iPhones actually to be designed for Apple Intelligence, which makes sense, but unfortunately, at the time of this device's launch right here, Apple Intelligence isn't yet available, but I'm super excited to check that out whenever it comes out sometime this fall. And another thing to note too is you can actually use Apple Intelligence on the 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max, so that is good too if you happen to have one of those devices. And lastly, in terms of what's new with the 16 Pro Max, it's also got better battery life and of course better cameras. Specifically, Apple actually added a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera lens to one of these rear cameras back here, as well as the ability to shoot 4K 120 frames per second video on this device. And I mean, yeah, folks, with that, there's not really much more to say about this iPhone 16 Pro Max right here. I'm super excited to have it because, as you guys know, I've been getting every new bigger Pro iPhone since the iPhone 10 on launch day. So that's been, how many iPhones has that been? So I just counted, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's 7 years in a row of getting the new iPhone. So yeah, I love doing this. It's super fun for me. But obviously, you know, for the average person, the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the 16 Pro Max, there's not much that's changed. I think the biggest thing is definitely that camera control button. But anyway, folks, if you are getting an iPhone 16 for yourself, definitely be sure to check out my playlist of all the different iPhone 16 Pro Max cases that I'm going to be unboxing for this phone. I'll have a link to that down in the description of this video. And feel free to let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this phone. Do you think it's worth an upgrade with the camera control button? Are you waiting until next year to get the iPhone? Definitely let me know down there. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash the subscribe button and subscribe to the Warenotice Technology YouTube channel for more awesome technology videos just like this one. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much for subscribing. Bye.